Well, hello everyone, and welcome. And this will be your general weekly reading for the sign of Pisces for the week of April 20th. And a very special thank you goes out to each and every one of you out there who have been subscribing to my channel and helping it grow and getting it noticed. And for remembering to give my videos a thumbs up. And of course the lovely comments. Thank you so much for doing that for me. It is truly appreciated. Okay. Seven of Rods. Standing your ground in your decisions this week. You may be being challenged or feeling you're being challenged by somebody or something and not quite sure what you're going to do, but you've also made a choice here. You know, you're remaining in control. You know, you're defending what your choices are and you're going to do it. You're going to definitely start moving forward. And the Page of Pentacles. So definitely looking into your finances, new beginnings here. New prospects on the horizon, and understanding that all your labor and hard work is paying off. You know, you've manifested this, you have financial opportunities here. You know, you're developing more skills as you go and more desire to have things in your life go a little bit easier. Not so much stress and worry. And you've already planted the seeds for this to begin. And the Two of Cups. So they're coming together. Collaboration. Now this is two people coming together that are of mutual mindset. Now this doesn't have to be a lover. This could also be a good friend. Somebody that you work with. Somebody that you come into contact with. But you are definitely on an adventure this week. Going forward, making choices. Some of you, this may even be a proposal. Now, whether you are proposing to somebody else or perhaps maybe they're doing it to you. And like I said, that does not have to be a proposal in marriage. It can be a proposal in starting a business, going on a future trip. But there's a connection here with another party that you feel quite happy with. And the Five of Pentacles. So you've had a little bit of a setback, you know, a few financial woes. But you're okay with that because you're realizing that, okay, that was a little bit unexpected, but nothing that you can't handle. So there's been a little bit of financial loss. Or maybe perhaps you haven't really lost anything. It's just feeling you don't have enough this week. You know, you're just sort of in a mindset of asking yourself the question, you know, do I have enough to go forward with? Should I be trying to do something else? That sort of thing. So you're in your head a little bit. And the Tower card. Yeah, there's been something's happened. You know, either you've come and, you know, the lights come on for you and you realize that, you know, you're spending a little bit too much or something happened and it's helped you to realize you need to like pull in the reins a little bit, you know, tighten up the belt. This is your awakening. You know, something happened either to you or somebody that you care about, which sets you on that path to, you might want to look around your own house and see what needs to be fixed a little bit. And I'm not talking about fixing like the sink and that, but your life in general with the people around you. And the Four of Swords. Yeah, you've been taking care of yourself here for a while and someone else. Looks like you've been taking care of somebody who's been a little bit ill, laid back. And you're realizing that you need to relax a little bit more. You know, make a withdrawal, retreat. Time to give yourself a little bit of slack. You know, take some time out from all this stuff that's been going around where you're at and meditate. Move away from it. You know, go a little bit, take a walk, whatever it happens to be for you that gets your mind to quiet down. Understanding that it's time for you to take care of yourself mentally as well as physically. And it's okay to do that, by the way. And the Three of Cups, yeah, get together. There's an invitation on its way, or it already has been, to get together with people that you know. There's going to be relatives, friends, at work, you know, that sort of thing. But it is coming together in celebration, friendships, collaboration, creativity, community, and you're quite happy to do it. You know, you're just going to do whatever you want to do this week a little bit more. You don't normally do that. You usually bend over and, you know, backwards to help others achieve their happiness. But this week you're finally allowing yourself to take some well-deserved time for yourself. You know, go out and pick up sticks, whatever it happens to be. But you are definitely allowing yourself to enjoy your surroundings. And the Six of Swords. So some of you are actually looking into moving, like physically moving to a different destination. Maybe it's a place that you had lived before. And you're not quite, you know, it's sort of rocky where you're at right now. And you don't quite feel comfortable. You're not feeling the love. You know, you just want things to go more smoothly. You want to be more happy. You don't want to be second guessing yourself. And if that's what it takes for you to achieve that, you're willing to do it. And it is going to change so many things in your life. Your health, your choices in jobs, your friendships, you know, your living accommodations. And it is going to allow you the luxury of having what it is that you want for a change instead of you always trying to make everybody else happy. And the Eight of Swords, yeah, you're realizing what's been holding you back. You know, you've put up walls yourself, and now you're realizing that you're not content anymore. You're not willing to accept it anymore. You want things to be different, and you're willing to do what it takes to achieve that and get rid of the negative thinking, the self-imposed restrictions that you put on yourself, that you can't do this and you shouldn't do that because somebody will judge you and all that. And you've realized that this week you can let that all go, because the only one that you have to please and worry about in reality of life is yourself. And you've come to that realization this week that the only one who gets to make any kind of judgments are yourself. So you're learning to let go of something that's held you in a state of almost, I don't want to use the word isolation, but frozen in time as everything else around you goes in different directions. But you're realizing that it's time to let it go. Walk away. There's no expectations here. You can be free, and that's what you're doing. You're allowing yourself to look for the future. And the King of Swords, yeah, you are definitely standing your ground. And you're using your head over your heart. Like, you're really thinking before you do anything in haste. You know, you're making some tough choices, but you're doing it because you're being very honest with yourself, and you want to not question your choices anymore. You want clarity and stability, and you will do what it takes to achieve that for yourself for a change, instead of you always trying to please everybody else around you. You're finally allowing yourself to be number one in your own life. Seven of Cups, yeah, you got some pretty lofty dreams. You know, you've been looking at doing different things for quite some time, and you've always thought about them. You've never really taken action, but this is the week that you know in that, you know what, I need to stop dreaming about something and try it. See if it works. If it doesn't, well, I'll move on to the next one, sort of thing. But you are definitely finally realizing opportunities are here. This is your wishful thinking, and it's time to make a choice. You know, stop over analyzing, stop searching things and daydreaming about it, and finally taking action on one of your dreams and see what happens. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, nothing lost. The Four of Cups, yeah, you're definitely bored with where you're at. You're comfortable, but you're also asking yourself that valid question this week. Is this all there is? Am I really happy? You're asking yourself those very valid questions, and you're being brutally honest with yourself. You know, you're not sugarcoating anything. You're understanding that these are some decisions that you need to make. You know, you're being empathetic with yourself, understanding, you know, why it is that you chose what you did. You know, but you're disconnecting this week in order to get more clarity, better answers, and own them. And the shadow. So you're stepping out of the shadows. You've been really stressing, over analyzing, questioning, self-doubt. You've been definitely, you poor soul, browbeating yourself up. And this is the week you're finally going, okay, enough, I need to stop. And you're stepping into the light. You're letting go of all this negativity in your life so that you can open up to a more successful, happy state. But you are definitely clearing out the closets this week to start something fresh. Bring fun into everything you do. Juggling multiple projects or jobs. And an extraordinary talent for multitasking. You do that. All right. And on that note, I will say goodbye for now. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And I'll talk to you again next week. Bye for now.